Yahuwah shall preserve us from all evil. He shall preserve our soul. Yahuwah shall preserve us going out and our coming in from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's go there. Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I'll read Psalm 13. It says, how long will thou forget me, O Yahweh, forever? How long will thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exhausted over me? Consider and hear me, O Yahweh, my God. Light mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest mine enemy say I have rebelled against them, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto Yahweh, because he hath dealt bountifully with me.
Psalms 147, we'll read verse 19 and 20. It says, he shows his word unto Yaakov, his statutes and his judgments unto Yashrael. He has not dealt so with any nation, and as far as his judgments, they have known them. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Good to see all your beautiful faces in the place. Y'all look good today. I don't know if you got something on you, but you look good. You're looking like royalty in there. You look happy too. I'm glad to see Tiffus is showing today. We had us a good time. That's all right. We had a good time in Columbia, man. The most I moved down there. And the distance was, people came down and it was just a joyous thing. So we're looking to have another good time down here. But y'all know we always start off with a review. I'm going to throw something out the box on y'all today. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. Say no. What would you say if somebody tell you to prove, huh? Right. To prove that the curses applies to your generation. They might say that been passed. That didn't happen already. What you gonna say? What scripture you gonna go to?
Get my moray.
No, they don't get your moray. No. They don't get your moray. What you gonna do?
From the fourth generation.
Huh?
Most time gonna visit from the fourth generation.
Ah, that's good. That's what that said. Exodus. Exodus. That's a good scripture. Exodus 20. Let's go there. Some of y'all other ones be thinking.
I got you.
You got it. Exodus 20. Yeah, let's read that. Exodus 20, verse 5. You shall not bow down yourself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, Elohim, am a jealous head, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, but showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Good scripture, brother. Good scripture. How do you show you hate the Most High? Say again?
By breaking his commandments.
Breaking his commandments. How you show him you love him?
By keeping him.
There you go. That was one good scripture. I need another one. I know, because y'all might not be the children of Israel. I want to know how it come down to y'all. That happened centuries ago in Babylon. All that had already happened. How y'all saying that's happening to y'all? What you got, bro? Let's go. Let's go there.
That's what I'm
talking about.
Here we go.
Deuteronomy 28
46.
and 46. 28 and 46. If you get there, go ahead and start reading. Let me get you a mic there. You got it. Deuteronomy 28 and 46.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Say that again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
That's another good one. Good scripture, bro. So we found two. Is there any more?
Psalm 83.
Psalms 83. Let's read that. Y'all doing pretty good today. Psalms 83. Let's see what Psalms 83 say. Go ahead. Well, I got your Bible. All right, Psalms 83. It says, keep not thy silence, O Elohim, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O El, for lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their heads. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, let us come and cut them off from being the nation, that the name of Israel shall be in no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. Great scripture. Great. Is there any more?
1 Kings 9:4. And if thou wilt walk before me, as David thy father walked in integrity.
Put that mic to the mouth of the thing.
Integrity.
Integrity, you right. You do that.
And in righteousness to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments. Then I will establish the throne of the kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. But if thee shall at all turn from following me, thee for your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them, then I will cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name will I cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a conqueror and a follower among all people.
Y'all ain't playing, boy. Y'all serious about that thing today. I want one more. It's one more I'm looking for. What you got? What you got?
Deuteronomy 28:68.
Okay, read now.
And I shall bring you back into Mizraim, or the land of captivity or bondage, in ships, by a way which I said to you, you are never to see it again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies as male and female slaves, and no one will redeem you.
Boy, that's good. About redeem you. Boy, y'all on it today. But there's one more I'm looking for. What you got?
I don't know if this one, but it may be.
Well, y'all pulling them out.
I got Mark 13:27.
I'm mercy. Let's put that What you got? 13 to 27. Well, you finna give me a new one. What you got? Go ahead and read it.
I may have to break it down, but it's Mark 13:27. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the utmost part of the heavens. And the reason why I said that one, because it's showing that they're going to be scattered even when Christ comes back.
That's good, bro. That's good. You tapped in my message. That's the scripture I had. That's good. But there's one more I'm looking for.
What about Isaiah 22:18?
Let's see. Ooh. That's a good. That's a good way. Y'all tear it up, man. Isaiah what now?
22:18.
Isaiah 22:18. Let's get that. Let's get my Hebrew together. So I'm looking at these. Mercy. Somebody get that before we go ahead.
All right, here's what it says. He will surely violently turn and toss me
Yes, sir.
like a ball into a large country.
Yes, sir.
There shalt thou die, and the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house.
Well, that's powerful. How do we know we was tossed like a ball until we got to a large country?
Look at the slave trade. We went everywhere. It's like a football.
That's right. Everybody had a hand in it, tossing us like a ball. All right, are we good? We got one more. What we got?
We got Leviticus 26:33.
Ooh. Y'all some scholars. Y'all some scholars. What we got, bro?
And I shall scatter you amongst the nations, and draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desert, and your cities ruined, and the land shall enjoy its status as long as it lies waste, and you are in your enemy's land.
Wow. You gonna be in who land?
The enemies.
Your friend's land.
Your enemies. Land.
They gonna love you over here. They gonna appreciate you. Now, all right, I'm gonna give y'all the one that I want to have y'all have.
Except for
Who?
Luke 21:21.
That's a good one too. Go on, read it. Luke 21. Yeah, that's what Messiah saying that.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these shall be the days of vengeance, that all the things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child.
Well, before you keep moving, where are the things that was written that he was talking about that need to be fulfilled?
Deuteronomy
There you go.
chapter 28.
There you go. Keep going.
But woe unto them that are with child, and them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Notice how we didn't took that and made that the day. Make us not gonna have no children. Saying y'all need to be having no children because woe to them that had given suck in them days. But he was speaking of another time.
70 years.
Exactly. Those things already happened.
That's
All
right.
right, keep on reading. Sorry, young man, we're gonna work you, young brother. Work you with your nice haircut. You look good, boy.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Why is that important, what you just said? What's significant about that relates to us?
Led away
Led away what?
by all nations.
All nations. So what had happened before that to let you know it's talking about a future event? How many captivities that happened before that one?
6.
Yeah. We have all those captivities that happened before that, and then Messiah prophesied another one. That a group of people was going to be held captive and to all nations. And going to fall by the edge of the sword. All right? So now we got to look in history and see when was there a time that a group of people was removed all over the world into every nation. We did the research. And transatlantic slave trade hit every continent.
That's right.
Every last one of them.
Every one of them.
Fulfilling exactly what he said. And he said what was going to happen though when the people got shipped to all nations. What was going to happen to Jerusalem?
When we tried
By who?
Gentiles.
So how they the people?
Exactly.
How did people if Messiah prophesied that it was going to be trodden down by Gentiles? And the true people was going to be in what? Captivity. Well, y'all did good. Y'all did good. This is about the best y'all did right here. This is about the best y'all did. I'm proud of y'all. I'm going to give y'all this last one. Deuteronomy 29. Verse 10. Is mother here? And go. That goes, Mama. How you doing, Mama? Good to see you. Deuteronomy 29 and 10. Y'all mark this one down. That's how you're going to let you know that this is you entered into this covenant too. Ye stand here this day, all of you, before Yahuwah, your captains, your tribes, your elders, your officers, with all men of Yashrael, your little ones, your women, your strangers that are within your camp, Yahuwah of the wood, until the draw of the water, that you should enter into the covenant with Yahuwah, and into his oath, which he cut with you this day, that he may establish you today a people for himself, that you may be an Elohim, as he has said unto you, and as he has sworn unto your fathers Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob. Watch this, verse 14, circle it. Neither with you only do I cut this covenant and this oath, but with him that stands here with us this day before Yahuwah, and with him that is not here with us this day. What does that mean?
Future.
Descendants. So when the Most High cuts a covenant, he cuts a covenant with everybody inside of it. This is why he can't up and get another people.
That's right.
Because he tied to your lineage and to your bloodline. And it don't matter how many people in your bloodline is wicked, he'll go through the bloodline until he finds those that are righteous. That's what he committed to your seed. So when he made a covenant with you, he made a covenant with everybody that's within you. This is why you can't do what you want to do, because the people inside of you are counting on you.
That's right.
You can't act like you want to act because you got a lineage waiting on you. So everybody inside of you, he cuts a covenant with and binds.
That's it.
That scripture say, not you with just your father. I made a covenant with everybody inside you all the way down. That's why all the promises is not just to the fathers, but it's mainly to the seed.
That's right.
To the seed. So those promises were for this time and for us. This is why you ain't waking up on your own. You ain't waking yourself up. This is by prophecy.
That's right.
And by mercy.
That's right.
This is why you heard everything else, but what did he tell Ezekiel in Ezekiel 37? He said prophesy to the bones.
That's
He
right.
didn't say just talk to the bones.
That's it.
He didn't say witness to the bones. He said prophesy to them. And when you heard those words of prophecy, it began to do what? Awaken you to righteousness that you thought you would never be able to do now. You see what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
All right. I don't get no preaching over this, but I don't know. All right, let's get everybody up. Let's pray before the Most High. Then we're going to talk about those 5 health questions. That's all right? Father, we give you all the glory, honor, and the praise for what you are doing in this hour, Father. We are excited and elated to be a part of your work, to be on one accord with what you're doing in the earth, to be in unity and heart with your mind and your will, Father. That your kingdom is coming continuously in our heart, that we may manifest your kingdom through our actions and what we do, through our words, that we may draw men to you, that it may drop down on men as the dew from heaven or tender earth, Father. Let our words be like that, Father. Let our words be sure that when we gather together, that you have given us insight and ideas and divine revelation and wisdom on how to have stability in the times, Father. For we know we don't serve an Elohim of just wood and stone, but we serve the Most High of all the earth.
Hallelujah.
So we glorify and count it an honor to even be chosen by
Yes,
you.
yes.
Count it an honor to even be perfected in you. Count it an honor to seek forth your righteousness. But even
Hallelujah.
in this service, Father, give us the spirit of wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of you.
Hallelujah.
Let the eyes of our understanding be enlightened, that we may know what the
Yes.
hope of our calling is and the richness of this inheritance.
Yes.
Understand how
Yes.
rich this inheritance is.
Yes.
So we glorify you, we honor you, and we give you all glory, honor, and praise. In the name of your son, Yahushua, everybody say hallelujah.
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 We're gonna have Mother Ngozi come up. She's fresh from Grenada. Did I say that right? And give us some wisdom on her. Give her a hand clap.
Last time I was before you, I started a little mini series, and I'll just do a little recap. Those that were here, does anybody remember? Anybody was here, remember what we did, we talked about? Okay, we talked about how, when man sinned, every time man sinned, the Most High changed his diet. Yeah. The original diet was what, from man? Seed-bearing herbs, and also the tree that has a fruit.
So not them seedless grapes.
So when after the fall, and for the beast of the field and the fowl of the air, he said the green herb. After the fall, he included green herb for the man, that which was originally given to the beast. Then as man sinned again, he actually gave us animals. We could actually eat the beast. Okay? Now, what is the connection between modern day farm-raised animals and us as a people?
The connection. You said we both in captivity.
Think about it. I mean, I'm sure most of you seen documentaries about these animals, these farm animals, how they're treated, the cruelty. When the animals are young, they're taken away and sold to other farmers. Yes. They're forced bred, the cruelty and all that. It's very similar
Yes, ma'am.
to our plight. Now, do animals have emotions?
Yes. That's right.
You take calf from its mother. The mother cries for days. Animals have emotions. Now, the Most High said to Cain, "Where's that brother?" What did Cain say? And the Most High said, "Your brother's blood crieth out." Cry it out. Bishop Williams, your dad preached a message one time, the F of God.
That's right.
Wow. Now, what do you think the blood was crying? Vengeance. Vengeance. Anything else? Okay, let's say it was crying for vengeance. Let me just say this. When I was in the church, we did a fundraiser at one point. We made dinners and then took them. We went to a particular place with a lady. She got some orders. It was in South Carolina. And I went with her. And as we were going to a certain area, I felt such, it was like a dread. It was like a fear, dread. I didn't say anything to her, but a year later we did the same thing. And when we went back, I told her about it. And she said, oh yeah, the battle. She said, there was a time when after 6 and you were black, you dare not be in that area. They would string you up when you die, right? So I thought about it. I thought, well, how many of our ancestors' blood is crying out just like Abel? Okay, and I also saw the video with Sister Oldie. She expressed a similar thing. She was in Nigeria for the first time. They were in a vehicle and they asked her to come out. She came out and she was walking along a certain road and she felt the same way. Type of fear, type of dread, sorrow. And then they explained to her that that was the road that they put the slings on as they were going to their holy place. So if his blood is crying out for vengeance, what's in the blood? What is in the blood?
Spirit.
what causes the desire for vengeance?
Innocent.
Emotions. Emotions. That's what causes the desire.
Voice in the blood.
Sorry?
It's a voice in the blood.
Emotions. For somebody to cry out for vengeance, there's usually like fear, dread,
Wow.
frustration. Now, when an animal, just like us, is killed, what happens to the blood? What happens to those emotions? It's transferred to the blood.
Says transfer where?
To the blood. It's
Wow.
in the blood. I did, I think I told you when I came back, some months back in New Jersey, I came to a holistic doctor and I did a test, blood test, and she showed me on the screen the stress. It's actually, you can actually see it in the blood. You can see the stress in the blood. So all these emotions are transferred at death from the blood to the tissue. What do we eat? What do we eat animals? To the muscles. It's transferred to these non-going beat. I'm here just to kind of like educate you because I don't believe that when the Most High told us to be weak, we was thinking about Popeyes and at every corner. I don't think he was thinking about that. Okay, now, vegetable. Okay, yes, what happens when we become stressed? Stress hormones are released.
Yes.
Cortisol, norepinephrine.
That's right.
Yeah.
And all of these things are happening to the animals. We see how they're maltreated on these different farms. Some of the chickens, I'm sure you've seen the pictures of them, they've been injected with so much chemicals that they can't even stand on their legs. They're too big. And all that has been transferred to the meat. To the meat. And we eat this. Okay? Now, I'm going to stop right here because I told y'all the first time when I did this, I'm just going to give you little bits each week so that you can chew on it.
Yes.
Okay? Think about it. And then next time, I'll do another bit. And like I said, I'm not here to say point finger, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I'm here just to educate. Because sometimes we do things in ignorance. You know? I'm here to give you a choice. You know, if you decide, well, come back and do it, okay. Please don't do it. One of the worst things for a black man. Two things are detrimental to sugar community to the black man. But I'm not here to say don't eat meat. I'm just telling you, giving you the facts about these different things. This is really hard once you. My daughter told me one time when I was teaching at a church. She said, if you ever decide to talk about chicken, tell me because I'm not going to eat that. Yeah. So this is all I'm going to give you a little snippets for this week to think about.
That was enough. I don't even want to eat meat no more. That was deep. That was powerful.
I give my hand clap. Stop that. She's right, man. Emotions and all that. If you look at those small towns and the way they do things now, it's on a whole different level, you know. So, we definitely can do what we can to do better. And I always say, do what you can to do better. I know it'll be hard. It's hard. I love chicken. Hard to ride by a chicken place, don't stop by it. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta do better. I wonder why you be tired all the time. Because the chicken was tired of running. Chicken trying to get away. But it is a fact, that's why the Most High, he had a certain way that he had to slaughter the animals. So their emotions and all those things won't get into the meat. He had a certain way he did it specifically So let's give Mother a hand. Welcome to little ministry for here. Come on here. Glad you came back. That's what we needed it.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Well, we're going to do nothing on prolong the time. I'm not going to do the children today. We're going to go ahead and call the praise team up, and then we're going to get right into the message. That's all right?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So give them a hand clap as they come forward.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom.
Y'all doing all right today?
Yes, yes.
Can we give y'all hands up and praise everybody?
Hallelujah. Y'all act like y'all want them to do one more song.
All right.
Hallelujah. Give him a hand clap. Hallelujah. Did an awesome job. Hallelujah. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Well, we're going to get right on into it. That's all right?
Hallelujah.
Everybody feel it?
Good.
Awesome. All right, so today we're going to talk about, I had to change my mind. We're going to talk about refusing. Hold on, y'all. Check 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we all right. We're going to talk about refusing to be called a son of Babylon. God.
Wow.
A son of Babylon's daughter. Scripture says, come out of her, my people. What does that mean to come out of her, David? What does that mean to come out of her? Come out of Babylon?
Being a part of the system.
Being a part of the system. All right, let's keep going. We're going to show you 3 things. We got to understand and see where America's at in prophecy. Right?
Right.
Yes.
The scripture tells us you're going to do what? You're going to reap what you sow.
That's it.
Is it all right if the Most High let America get away?
No.
Right?
No.
Is it all right?
No.
In the end, he going to just be like, that's all right, America. All that killing you did,
No.
all that slavery don't mean nothing. That's the bad.
No.
He wouldn't be
You ain't
just.
got to worry about that no more. Just come on, enter in.
No.
Is he going to say that?
No. He wouldn't be just.
It wouldn't be what?
He wouldn't be just.
Because the worst thing that people can understand is to see that the Most High is a just Elohim.
That's right.
He's very just. And if he's just, that means there must be recompense.
That's right.
Somebody got to pay.
Right.
Somebody got to pay. I'll tell you what, let's go real quick. This on the fly. Let's go to Job. Job chapter 3. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about before we go there. Go to Job chapter 3. The PowerPoint should say powerful at the bottom. So keep it on the bottom. Job chapter 3, somebody get that, read that aloud for me.
Joel or Joel?
Joel chapter 3.
Verse 1.
Verse 1.
For
I want everybody to pay attention because the Most High is upset about something. Alright, and we're going to see what he's mad about. But some people say his people don't matter or he ain't got no people no more. Guess what they say? He ain't got no people. Everybody, when I come to Christ, everybody is his people. Give me one. Can I get one of the side mics, the other ones? Right, the volume might just be real strong. Yeah. Go ahead and start reading when you can. That's all right, y'all. We're going to get this message out. Don't worry about it.
For behold,
Check 1, 2, yeah.
in those days and in that time,
Behold, in those days, at that time,
when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehuda and Jerusalem.
all right, so I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to begin to break them out of their captivity, right? Because just because chains got taken off us doesn't mean we're not subjected to captivity in our thinking.
That's right. Wow.
That's one of the biggest illusions to make sure that we have the illusion of being free. We'll shout and dance all day and still be bound. And don't realize that most of your problems that you're facing is problems that have traveled all the way through the centuries from slavery to the day.
That's right.
He read. But he finna be mad about something.
I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So I'm going to gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. What else?
And will plead with them.
Is that saying please?
No.
No. That means he going to work them.
Yeah.
You look in Isaiah 66, it says the Most High plead with fire and brimstone. He mad about something, y'all.
Right.
He reading.
And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage.
Wait a minute now. I thought he ain't got no people.
Oh.
He mad at some nations about what they did to his people, and not just his people. He said, what else?
My heritage.
So the only heritage that he gave the earth, somebody came to fool.
Ooh.
You read.
Yasharel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
Now wait a minute. He said they have scattered my people among who?
The nations.
What was the time in our time of the scattering among the nations?
Slavery.
Slavery. The transatlantic slave trade when what? Our people were scattered all around the nations on every continent. We didn't know. We was wondering why we would be here and why would you be hated just for your skin color. This ain't no Farrakhan message. But why would the color of your skin make people hang you and burn you and torture you? And you would be in the land trying to figure out what is going on. Because slavery was supposed to be a statement to a people. To get them to what? Reach back out to him.
Right. Wow.
He said, I put you here for a reason. You didn't know that your ancestors broke the covenant, and that's why your plight is the way it is today.
Right.
You didn't know that I'm the one that placed you there.
I did. Wow.
So I can draw you closer to me.
Hallelujah.
But you done got caught up in religion.
All right.
Hallelujah.
And miss what I was giving you was a heritage and a culture, the very thing that's causing all the problems you have.
Right.
That's why we have fatherless home, because we don't have a culture to abide by.
That's right. Come on.
That's why we have aborted babies and women getting raped and children get shipped out, because we don't have what? A standard, a culture to live by.
Right.
It was snatched away from us.
That's right.
And now our culture is cookouts and greens.
All right.
And macaroni and barbecue chickens and black-eyed peas for the New Year's. That's all we got. Didn't realize that we wanted the richest people
All right now.
Wow.
in the earth.
All right.
But he mad about something. Keep reading. So somebody that been scattered. When was a time in history that there was a major scattering in the earth? Keep going.
And parted my land.
All right. So there was a scattering and his land got caught. So you done fool with my heritage. You done fool with my children. Then you're going to take the land that I got my eyes upon and what? And make it yours. And call it the Middle East. Which I never declared it to be. He read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Wait a minute. Did that not happen?
That happened.
That's right.
When they cast lots for my people, when they had them on auction blocks,
That's right.
casting lots. How much this is to say? I ain't preaching no Farrakhan message. I'm preaching book and reality.
That's
I'm
right.
trying to catch you up to where we are.
It's true. Come on.
But they cast lots for my people. What else they did?
And have given a boy for a harlot.
And gave a boy for a harlot. When did that happen? During slavery time, where they would raise them young men up. And I'm going to show you something.
All right now.
They would raise young men up and have what we call the sex forms.
Yes.
And in his sex forms, the very purpose of the young men was to breed like cattle.
Yes.
So they would day after day, and a young lady, when she gets to the age of her menstrual cycle, her job was to have babies. Because what? They made a law against going over there from Africa getting other slaves, so they had to come up with something new. So they began to sell a boy as a harlot and a girl for what?
And I sold a girl for wine.
And so the girl for wine, for rum, all those things happened. But watch what it did to us. Because whatever you continuously do, you become.
That's right.
Yes.
Say that in. Whatever you continuously do, you become. So if I'm in my bloodline, right? That's why the scripture said, no man by the spirit and not by the flesh. Because in my bloodline, if all we did was have sex to make babies with no love connection, and we wondering why the same thing is going on today.
Right.
Why our black men can have sex with our women and just keep on moving with no connection, because what? It traced back in their DNA.
That's right.
And this is how our daughters learn to be promiscuous for survival.
Right now.
So you're not just dealing with your problems,
Right.
but you're dealing with generations of problems that came before
That's
you.
right.
That's at your gates.
That's right. Yeah.
This why it ain't just easy to overcome, or why you just can't overcome all the time. Because you're dealing with generational curses.
That's right.
That's on your lineage. This is why you have to pay attention. If something happened with my father's father, that he didn't have him in his life, then all of a sudden I'm looking at that my father is not in my life. That ain't true, but I'm just hypothetically speaking. Then I got to begin to look at that, because you don't stop no curse by saying, curse be gone in the name of Jesus.
Change the
Get out of here, curse!
All right.
Curse don't leave like that.
That's right.
You take the dominion over demons, but not over curse.
That's right. Say
You have to
that.
identify
Say
curses
that out.
and expose them,
Come on.
and then make a direction not to go that route.
Say that.
Now I save my
Come
generation.
on with it. Come on with it. Out.
Yes, yes.
Because my babies won't feel what I done felt growing up.
That's it. That's
My
it.
babies won't be touched, because what? Now I identify and accept it that this is me and my lineage.
Right.
And I have to say it. Through what? The Most High.
That's right.
You can do this all you want.
Exercise.
And go right back home.
That's right.
Still
Still
bound.
have them problems.
Still bound. Come on,
I
out.
ain't spent 3 times in the original mindset.
That's right, out.
He's trying to get us to a point. Because all your generation, he said, what is man that I am mindful of? What does that mean? That means he sits up high in the heavens, thinking how he can pursue your generation. But we so busy watching the have and have-nots, and watching Atlanta Housewives, and watching Power, and watching all these things when he in pursuit of us, and we ain't opened the door to his knock.
That's right.
He said he's mindful of me. How can we disrespect the God of heaven and not answer his call? When all through our generation he's been seeking for a righteous branch that can start with you. Haven't our babies suffered enough?
Yes, sir.
Haven't our women suffered enough?
Oh, yeah.
Haven't our men suffered enough?
Yes.
And we gonna continue that on? Men, we gonna continue having sex with women with no covenant? We gonna continue that? We gonna continue these babies being born and birthed without a father in their life? We ain't had enough of that? Man, wake up, man. I'm trying. We got to get serious about our call and what we've been perfected to do. You hear what I'm saying?
Right. Out.
Let's keep going. Y'all all right?
Oh, yeah.
Now watch this. Let's go to Genesis, all right? America is spiritual Egypt
Sure is.
that runs off a Babylonian system
That's right.
that has a religion of Rome.
That's right.
Say that again. America is spiritual Egypt that runs off a Babylonian system and has a religion of
That's confusion.
complete confusion. Now let's go to the beginning. Let's go to Genesis 10, verse 8. I brought this out a little bit earlier today. I got to move now. I got to get on through this. Want too much time on this, so let's go. Genesis 10 and 8. It's talking about the tables of nations because you've got to always go back to the beginning to understand your now. And Cush begat Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said that even Nimrod was a mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, and Akkad, and Kalim, and the land of Shinar. When you look at words before it means against. Now this is the Paleo-Hebrew. Now we have to understand this. Y'all, we are dealing with an English translation.
That's right.
Of a Hebraic thought. What you can't do is take an American mind that we've been raised in democracy and try to portray it on the scriptures. You have to go back in their day to understand how they was thinking and how they would have understood this. All right? So when you look the word up, it means panayim. That pay and the Paleo-Hebrew means mouth, means to speak. The noon means seed. The yod means right hand of strength. And the mem means water or chaos. Panayim. What is this saying to us? Nimrod became the mouth of the seed that would strengthen chaos in earth. So we had our first rebellion against the Most High, embodied in Nimrod.
That's right.
The father of Babylon. And the whole earth, Genesis 11, and the whole earth was of one language, of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And there said one to another, go, let us make brick and burn them through there. And they had brick for stone and slime and had there for a mortar. And it said, go to and let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad the face of the whole earth. What are some of the things that Nimrod began to do? He began to recruit people to fight against the Most High.
Yes.
And one of the consequences of fighting against, of disobeying the Most High was sickness. That they would get a judgment of sickness. When you do things, because the Most High set an order on how your body should operate, just like Mother was talking about. And the way that you know there's something wrong in your body is the order is messed up, is pain. Anything out of order will bring pain. So if your body begins to misalign somewhere, you will feel the pain in order to show you that. But the Most High would bring judgment on him. But Nimrod became the father of medicine, in which he began to create medicines in order to overthrow the Most High judgment. Moving all the way to today and beginning to capitalize up there. And this is why we have what? Our medical system.
Yes.
That's right.
That's not empowered to get you well.
All right.
Come on.
No.
It's for profit.
Yes.
It wouldn't be in their power to heal you.
No.
Why would they give you a cure for cancer when cancer is making them that much money?
Right now.
Why would they cure you when they can give you these things that you have to pay for? Because the medical field is $1 billion or $1 trillion industry
Yeah.
for a profit. But the Most High has been telling you to leave them pork chops alone.
Come on. Say it again.
He's been telling you to leave that shrimp alone.
Come on.
But you go and grab what Peter said. I can pray over it and be all right. And go to that doctor. That doctor tell you, you know, you need to lay off that pork. Tell you cholesterol. What you tell him? You ain't gonna tell him what doctor. I don't know what you said. But Peter said in the book of Acts, I ain't what I want to eat, doctor. what is it showing? You can't survive, and I'm trying to show you something. You can't survive in this next turmoil depending on a system that don't have your best interest in mind. And we're going to break that down. He was one of the first ones that set up capitalism. Because before then, the Most High would speak to the males, the patriarchs, and they would give the information to their family, and they would spread it that way. Right. They would work as a unit, as a whole, to build their houses and to build their goodly treasures. But Nimrod said, you know what? Let's set up a system. Y'all come build this tower, and I'll come give you a little bit of work off this tower, a little bit of gold, a little bit of money here. I'll let you know when you can have your day off. I'll let you know when you have a break or something like that.
That's right.
It'll be all for my private interest. Well, now, we're to the point where we don't even consider having our own. We so sold out to building their kingdoms. What's going to happen if the Most High began to touch these jobs?
All right now.
That we sold out to? What we going to do? Are we ready for the destruction that can happen here? Let's keep going. Y'all all right? Let's keep going. Let's see what Egypt represents. Egypt represents power, luxury, and influence. It is symbolically described as a nation which influences much of the world and inspires its own materialistic image. The pyramid is a great symbol to illustrate that point, a system of control that is supported by contributing masses on the bottom and controlled by the powerful leaders at the top. Yep. And between the two, you have the middle class. Egypt represents a powerful international economy. Egypt is also notorious for false religions and practices of worship of numerous gods. We see that today. Sodom represents an empire which inspires sexual immorality. Backed by the power of materialistic empire which lights of Egypt. Perversions and sin is a widespread attribute in the place and the author describes as Sodom and Egypt. Let's keep going. So America again is spiritual Egypt, Babylonian system, and the religion of Rome. All these religions, all these denominations is the religion of Rome. Don't matter how you cut it.
That's right.
It's still a daughter of Rome.
That's right.
But they're doing everything that Rome does.
That's right.
You can go to any of these religions that you want to, and they'll be doing the same thing. Revelations 18, let's start at verse 4. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, what? Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not her plagues. Now watch this. Why did it say that you receive not her plagues? To come out of her. Y'all talk back to me. Why did it say that?
Anybody that's still or involved in her system is going to be subject to the plagues that come. So he's saying he's going to affect the system. So if you're in the system, you're going to be affected by it. Or if you're in her ways, you're going to be affected by the plagues that he sent.
That's exactly right. How are we going to be looking for a destruction of a place that we still committed to?
All right now.
We still committed to this. We're drawn to this system. We know nothing about self-sufficiency. We know nothing about community. We still fix to our children having to have these vaccines when they showed you what they can cause. Right. Because of fear. We won't make decisions. We still sold out to allowing our children to be, and I'm talking to myself, allowing our children to be in these schools where they're starting to bring out homosexuality and transgender and all these things and put it in the curriculum. These stores where we still going to all these places, these medical fields, going to all these places, believing in people that's been trying to kill us throughout the ages.
Hallelujah.
Am I talking great?
No.
Is the medical field not have ran experiments on black people?
Yes.
But it says, come out of her, my people, that you don't what? Partake in her plagues.
Right.
The only way that we can survive in this next season is we have to come away from that system.
Right.
And it's going to take faith. It ain't going to be easy.
No.
It's going to be some hard decisions we got to make. It's going to be some hard things that we got to do. But your children have to be worth it. And your survival have to be worth it. You can't be like Lot wife. You keep looking back when you know destruction is coming. But now I done built my business. I done built all that type of stuff. I can't leave.
Hallelujah. All right now.
What are you going to do? Or what do you have in place?
All right.
Watch this. Hebrews 11:24. By faith,
All right.
when he was come to the years, Moses refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
All right.
Moses refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. At first, Moses was raised in Egypt, was to develop in Egypt's wisdom. But then the Most High began to give him a heart for his people. When he began to look at the sufferings of his people, and that's what this awakening does. It makes you into a modern day Moses. Where you begin to look behind the scenes of the deception they put in front of you. Look behind the news articles, look behind the TV, and you begin to see the deception, see the crafty counsel going on behind doors.
Yeah.
It's going to be up to you to refuse to be called a son of Pharaoh's daughter. I can't be committed to America. No matter how hard I try. I try to pledge my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. But while they had that flag waving, we were still getting hung and getting slaughtered.
Yeah. A lot of flags.
Oh, say, can you see?
All right now.
All the dark light so proudly here in another And I want to sing that song with all my heart. But then I found out the person that wrote that song wrote in the song that they cut out that he wished for our death.
Yes, right. Thank you.
I want to pledge to him. I want to be for George Washington, the founder and the first president of the United States, but everywhere I want to give my heart to, I found out they have our demise.
Yes, right.
The Most High is going to allow trouble to hit us until he hear that cry. That's why the shootings is not going to stop.
Yes.
Because he's trying to get us to awaken and come back to him, to realize that you are in a land that I didn't desire you to be in. I ain't say I want to send you to the land of your friends. Did the scripture say that?
No, sir.
It said, I'm sending you to the land of your what?
Enemy.
Why would he do that? Why would he send you to the land where he said is your enemies? Huh? To drive you back.
He's intense.
Because everywhere you go, you will not be loved.
That's right.
And it will create a void in your heart that you was going to seek for him.
That's right. He's the Most High. He's intense.
That's right.
That's right.
So we have to get to the point where we refuse to be called a son of Pharaoh's daughter.
Wow.
No, I am a Hebrew.
That's right.
I'm an Israelite. That's the name that the Most High gave
That's
me.
what he
I
gave
can't
us.
say I'm an American.
That's
I
right.
refuse to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
That's right.
Because in my name means relationship with the Most
Yes,
High.
sir.
Israel means I got power with him and power with man, and I shall prevail.
Yes, sir.
Why would I pick another ethnicity when he gave me one with power?
Come on. 32:28.
That means when I return back to him with all my heart, mind, and soul, he said I maintain your cause. He said I begin to remember the covenant that I made with your ancestors. And everything you touch will prosper.
Yes.
Everything you touch will prosper. But you can't be tossed between two opinions.
Right.
You can't still be dealing in Christianity
All right now.
and dealing with me.
Yes,
Because that wasn't your rock. Now I know that don't sound right. had a Messiah, a Mashiach that we follow. He wasn't a white man that died for us in Jerusalem.
Say it again.
In a land where his skin can't survive.
Come on now.
With blonde hair and blue eyes. And we ain't caring about no color. We ain't caring about no color because we had committed our heart to him. We ain't care what color he looked like. That was our Savior.
Hallelujah.
It's our Savior. But we find out that's a lie.
Right.
We found out that's an actual person named Caesar Borgia.
Right.
We found out that he was a homosexual, and that he did incest, and that he was all these things, and they set this guy up for us to have devotions. Where grandma got this thieving homosexual on her mouthpiece.
This Jesus.
And got the devil in your living room. Wonder why you can't get no peace, because Satan in there.
You got residence in the house.
And all the pictures he takes. Marvelous Savior. And the Hebrews were some rough men. They ain't have no punk in them. Homicide have no punk in them. They'll call you a fox, they'll call you a jackal, they'll tell you to get on out his face, he tell you quit worrying about other people's problems. Man, do you know this man was asleep in the middle of a boat? I couldn't follow him. Y'all think y'all could have, but no, you couldn't. He's asleep in the boat. Wind going crazy, stuff going crazy. He down there asleep. I'm up here like, man, this finna go crazy. All the storms and stuff. I wake him up. He said, why you waiting?
What you mean?
You don't see this out here.
He's still asleep.
Why didn't you rebuke the wind? I know I can do that. How you gonna rebuke me for something I didn't know I could do?
Right.
And then, when it came out to casting out a demon, that might have been their first time.
Right.
Might have been their first time. They were trying to get that devil out. They were trying to get him out of there. And Yeshua told him, he said, you old faithless and worthless generation, bring the child to me. We would have been like, oh, for real?
Yeah, you trick.
Oh, that's how we gonna do it.
Oh, you trick.
You know what? Pharisees, here I come. But he was hard like that.
Yeah.
You're right.
He ain't have nothing weak in him.
That's right.
Let's keep going. Now watch this. What happened in the first Exodus and what's happening up now? Moses began to get a heart for his people because they share a common identity. When you begin to understand this, who you are, then it gives you wisdom on why you're affected the way that you are. It'll help you understand your people. No, we ain't crazy. We just have been through so much.
That's right.
That's right.
And they give you a wisdom even now how to minister, not just to them, but minister to their spirit.
That's right.
Because now I'm developing a love because I ain't never been connected to you the way we connected now. Because I know what? We are truly family. We are one, both that was seeking our identity. So now it's a greater love that I have for my people.
That's right.
A greater understanding. So that's what he does when you first wake you up. Now you first wake up and you be mad. You're like, man, you never been lying to me all my life.
Right.
You preachers been lying. Ain't nobody told the truth in the church. Ain't nobody said nothing about Israel. Ain't nobody brought up nothing in the scripture about what happened to us. And we just supposed to forget about all that and move on. And you hearing all these things. So you develop a love for your people. But what begins to happen as you begin to speak about it, just when Moses first brought this information to the leaders, they begin to be mad. And what's happening now? So go over there to the people really like,
Thank you.
Israel are crazy now.
Yeah.
I know you got a friend over there, but you better use the shotgun.
That's what they say, though, Doc.
You heard them, boy, they be on the, wear the purple and gold and be on the sideline. You going over there to that? That's what you did to them. They saying they hate people. People gonna die. Yeah. They do everything to keep you from this truth. And what the Spirit said, it said, I will lead and guide you into all truth. So that means it's going to be a walk of faith. It's going to be some things that you understand. But he said, come on, baby. Keep coming. Because I got something for you. I got a heritage not just for you, but for your generation. But you got to refuse to be called a daughter of Pharaoh, a son of Pharaoh. Because I cannot deliver a people with no identity.
That's right.
You have to be and came into who you are in order to get my power to work in your life.
That's it.
Fully as a nation. I cannot deliver an identiless. Identiless.
Oh, that sound good.
So you have to search things out. And I always tell people, don't never take a man's word for it.
That's right.
You go out and search these things
That's
yourself
it.
and see if they be true.
Say that.
See if you connect with the people in the scriptures. See if your forefathers is talking down to you with these scriptures. See if the women are the same way that you are in these scriptures.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, the same. Who are the most feistiest woman in this earth?
Sisters.
No, I want the sisters to tell me.
Yeah, y'all tell them.
Who the most feistiest woman in the earth? Ain't no Jewish woman feisty.
No. She hungry.
Solomon ain't say go up on the rooftop and allow a drip of water to hit my head continuously about a little Chinese woman. Y'all sisters know y'all get off the chain now.
Yes. Passionate.
Y'all passionate, but we need y'all.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So let's move. Jeremiah 15 and 13, right? Let's see what we was taking. Your wealth and your treasures will I give up as plunder without charge for all your sins within your borders. Then I will enslave you to your enemy's land. You do not know, for my anger will kindle a fire that begins to burn against you. Leviticus 26, 38 and 38. You will perish among the nations in the land of your what? Why he keeps saying in the land of your, I want you to get there. Because we don't realize that we are even in a war. Because we done got so comfortable with the illusion of freedom because we got a nice house, we got a nice car, but don't realize that there's a war going on.
Yes.
It's a war going on for your continuous soul.
Right.
For even about the way that you look, that you get chastised about your hair, get chastised about your nose, about your lips, about your complexion. A continuous war going on, and you going on every day like work, school, go back home. What have you been doing to affect this awakening?
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
That's key.
That's what you got to ask yourself.
That's key.
What part am I supposed to play? Because all of us play a specific role in order to affect the awakening and be an impact on what the Most High is trying to do. What are you doing? What were you born to do? What was the Most High thinking when he was creating you? What problem was you created to solve that you ain't discovered yet?
That's it.
Because every problem in earth has been positioned here specifically for somebody to be born to solve it.
That's right.
But have you been wasted on your gift? All I do is just come to assembly. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's a sad situation.
That's a start. Come to assembly.
Yes.
But begin to seek the Most High. What do you desire me to do? Because I don't want to just live and barely live, then die.
All right.
Something specifically that I'm supposed to be doing. And when I learn that, it would drive me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have times of dryness and downtime. I wake up with fuel every day.
Yes, yes.
Let's get through this stuff. Deuteronomy 28 and 65. It said, among these nations shall thou find the weeds. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yah will give thee there a trembling heart, having the heart been trembling through the years, and falling of eyes, and sorrow of mind is not happy. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. He's telling you, he told them 2,500 years ago what their plight would be in a land of their enemies. He said, your life will hang in doubt of you. How's our life can hang in doubt these days? When you get pulled over by the police.
That's right.
You get a little nervous now. I hold on to that wheel. What you say, sir? Sir, I'm finna get my license with my right hand. And I move it, sir. Watch it go in my pocket.
Right.
Because you ain't finna shoot me like that.
Right.
But our life hang in doubt.
Yes.
Because we have a certain fear that hit us when we got pulled over. Why do we have that fear? Say it again, brother. Because we have seen continuous killing. Right or wrong?
Right. Our imagery.
Let's keep going. Deuteronomy 28 and 29. And thou shalt grope at the noonday as a blind man groping in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled forevermore, and no man shall save thee. What does it mean to grope at the noonday? Now, you know, a blind man, when you ever went to try to go to the refrigerator at night and try to keep the lights off? Cut the lights off. I don't know why we walk through the house with the lights off. You try to do it and the children had some, you stumble all over, and you broke and trying to touch the ball. Most I say that's going to be your experience in that land. You're going to be broke and trying to figure out what in the world going on. Why in the world did this happen? How did we get like this? What in the world did we do? Is that not a true statement?
That's true. Yeah. Very true.
Have we ever wondered that? How many parents that had their talk with their children like, baby, listen, you can't do what everybody else do.
I know. Right.
You got to go there and sit your behind down. You can't go everywhere. You can't, when the police pull you over, this is how you got to handle it. Why do we do that? Because we have a history of things going negative.
Right.
Into a point. Leviticus 26 and 14. But if you will not hearken unto me, and not do all my commandments, and if you shall despise my statutes, if your soul over my judgment, so will I not do all these commandments, but will break down, and I will appoint unto you terrorism. Did we not see that? Deuteronomy 28 and 49. Y'all should bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of earth, as swift as an eagle fly. What's the emblem of America?
Eagle.
The eagle. A nation whose tongue you would not understand. Did we understand the tongue?
No.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not give regard to the person of old or show favor to the young. Did that happen?
Yes.
All right, get to a point. Not only that, Psalms 83. Against thy people and consulted against thy hidden one. Do you not know it's people that still sit behind closed doors making a decision about you?
Hallelujah.
Still plotting on you. Now, we are a powerless people in the sense of we have nobody to defend us. We ain't got no military might.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? How can a people that has been showing you that they're powerless when it comes to war, but you keep consulting against them? What do they know about you? It said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. Their objective was to take the name, the culture of Israel, everything that makes you a people out of the earth. Specifically. Now, I said all that to get to this. Now we see that, right? We've seen all these things happen. So is the judicial system broken?
Not for them, it ain't.
It's not broken. It's supposed to work because you're in the land of your enemy.
That's right.
It ain't supposed to work for you.
Right.
Our problem is we keep trying to get it to work for us, and you are in the land of your enemies, in captivity, and it ain't supposed to work for you.
They made it clear.
It is not broken. The education system for us is not broken. They got quotas of how many babies they'll let die that's black. Do you know that they sent out money and put abortion clinics and black neighborhoods, and people pay money in order to make sure that these children are killed.
Yes.
The system ain't broke. The problem is, we still committing our heart to it. The entertainment system,
Right now.
is that doing pretty good? Now, how many of y'all are 50 plus? Now, back in y'all day, y'all had names like Fred, Ted, John Bow, you know what I'm talking about? Henry. And man names. I don't want to get into saying no new names until my child had new names. Y'all gonna get in no trouble.
That's right.
But you ever thought about what in the world happened? Think about in Martin Luther King day, Malcolm X day, Marcus Garvey day. Them men were young. They was in their 20s doing what they was doing.
Yes.
How did we get from being articulate on a big stage, being able to hold ourselves, being able to have even intellectual conversations, to the point where we at now, like, what's up, child? What happened? What did he do?
Wait.
What did he do?
What did you do? What did you shout?
Exactly.
What vehicle of entertainment did they use to get us to this point? Well, the men are spineless now.
Yes.
When you seeking out women so she can take care of you. You ain't no man no more want to get a job and have your own and take care of your own. So when she come, you can have something to bring her too. But the entertainment, they did a great job.
They sure did.
Wow. Saying all that to get this. The scripture says in Leviticus 26:17, you shall be slain before your enemies, and they that hate you will do what? Reign over you or judge over you. Leviticus 26:18. Now, we wonder why we get greater sentences.
Right.
Wonder why we can do the same crime and get 7 more years. Most High prophesied that.
Yes.
It said, if even you will not hearken yet unto me, then I will punish you, not y'all, you 7 more times for your sins. This is why we can do the same crime and get 10, 20 years. Because I ain't trying to wake up everybody.
Right now. Or 800 years.
I got a covenant with that they are the priests of the earth, that they got to be waking to that first before the earth can be cleansed. So we have all these things going on. Let's see what Zephaniah said. Zephaniah 2 said, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, nation not designed it. Now what does that mean to gather together? Anybody can answer that. What does that mean to gather together?
Wake up. Come together.
To come together, what else? Community together. We didn't have now, or what's happening in ministry, where we have people that's been so far away that they want some type of community. They want some type of fellowship, that they're doing just what the scripture says.
Right.
But we are moving and gathering ourselves together.
That's right.
But we'll come together in mind and spirit.
Yeah.
And we begin to take regions together. Well, many people can be in one place with one mind and one way. It's time to break away from a system that's not in our best interest.
Hallelujah.
And to be together around a people that has a love for you,
Right.
genuine, based off of who you are.
All right.
Let's keep going. Deuteronomy 30. Let me read this. And it shall come to pass when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you this day, thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, where the Most High have driven them. Are we doing that now? We sit here and we're calling these things to mind.
Right.
So we are to gather together and to come together. Right? How should we be preparing? If we know something is going to happen, how should we prepare for it? Go ahead. Say it again. Prayer, number one. What else? Fasting.
Right.
But don't just pray and fast and don't get no instruction.
Right. There you go.
A lot of people hide behind, we just need to pray. But you ain't got no word on what to do.
That's right.
So you just deal with prayer because you're scared to make a decision.
Right.
As the Spirit has led you.
Right.
It don't matter if people don't agree with it. You walk with what he told you to do. And the people that's called to your voice or called to your decision will follow.
Hallelujah.
But the scripture says, the prudent see the danger and take cover, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty.
All right.
Proverbs 22:3, the prudent see the danger and take cover, but the simple keep going and suffer the consequences. If we know that this financial system is going to collapse, what are we doing together to survive?
Right.
This is a question for the family. What are we going to do to be able to bind ourselves together when we know a collapse comes?
Right.
Now you can say you're ready for it all the day till it happens and I'm babysitting by you crying. Say, Mama, I'm hungry. What can we do to set it, and I'm asking this a question, what can we set in place that we can begin to depend on each other? Because the Most High said, I'm going to make y'all come together, gather yourself together. Question, what are some of the things we can do? Say it again. Form. Store food. Why would we keep going to the grocery store, paying all this amount of money when you can put seed in the ground and sell it? I'm talking about for real. The groceries getting high. I don't know if y'all would have been shopping lately, but groceries is getting high. And then I looked at their fruit. Man, the fruit is, I don't get no fruit from Walmart. Oh, I got money. Every time I get it, it just be just as mushy and turning. But the Most High been telling me, seek to the ground for your food. We need to come together. You out there growing food on your farm, can we come out there and buy it? Or we have a piece of land, can you come out there and help us cultivate?
There you go. Yeah.
That's a whole 3 to 4 acres of land that you can cultivate. And we'll pay you for that.
Right.
But we are preparing for what is it to come, that we can operate and don't have to worry about just money. Because when money fails, what we going to have?
That's right.
And this is another thing. Let's keep going. Am I talking right? Oh, yes. Jeremiah 30 and verse 21. Watch what it says. And their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governors shall be of the midst of them. And I will cause him to draw near, and he shall approach unto me. For who is that engaged his heart to approach unto me, said Yahweh. And ye shall be my people, and I shall be your God. Our nobles shall be upon ourselves. No more are we looking to Barack Obama as our defender.
All right.
They did more for the gay movement than black.
That's right.
Now, I know you ain't like that, but it's just the truth.
It's the truth.
But when are we going to look at each other as nobility?
Right now.
Looking at our elders as kings. Look at our mothers, our Evas, as queens, where we establish royalty among each other. The problem is we've been domesticated so much that we don't even believe that we're queens.
Right.
And we done made so many mistakes in life that we don't even want to say that we're queens or kings. But the mindset that we have to get is to honor each other as nobles amongst in the midst of this. We have already been doing this. Ask you a question I asked last. How many of y'all was Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ back in the day when we came to the church? How many of y'all was Church of God in Christ? How many of y'all was Pentecostal? How many of y'all was apostolic? How many of y'all was non-denominational?
Y'all know.
But no, watch this now. You was already doing it. You was establishing a nation with your church.
Yes.
Y'all had laws that you abide by.
Right.
Y'all had clothing that you wore. Y'all had certain things that you would feast together on. You had certain things that you would do together. You would take an area and have a building fund and go get it. But you didn't see it like that because you saw it as church. And the Most High trying to establish a culture in you. Where we begin to depend on each other, where nobody in the community is lacking.
All right.
Where nobody is weak. And we can even bring our income together and make sure everybody's straight.
That's
Now,
right.
if you doing stuff you don't need to do, we can get you on out of it.
Right.
That's right.
Right now.
You should need some every month.
Right.
We helped you the last 3 months. You still struggling. But think about what we can do if we come together. We ain't finna build no big building. We ain't got time for that.
That's right. Say that out.
Thank you.
But we can put our money towards investing in ourselves and investing for future.
That's right.
So number one, we have enough. Let me show you something. What if another Katrina happened?
All right.
Now this is to all the rebirths everywhere. We want to build such a community that we can house in a family. If something like that happens, how can you prepare for that? But if we're just going on, not doing nothing, ain't got nothing stored, ain't got nothing, then the family come down there and we got to depend on Red Cross. And Red Cross showed you how they feel during Katrina.
Right.
And all of the people had to be replaced depending on FEMA. When we can come together and Rebirth can have their own system of salvation for our people.
Hallelujah.
That if something happened, I know I can go to Florida. I know I can go to New Orleans. I know I can go to Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, San Antonio. I know I can go to Portland. I know I can go to Anderson, South Carolina. I know I can go to Augusta and be taken care of by people that genuinely love me.
That's right. Yes, sir.
That's right.
It's either another property of land that we're really looking at that has actual houses that you can rent out there
All right.
for a good price. And we got a lot of people that's transitioning down here. I was talking to the brothers in the car that we can get to the point where we can rent one of them houses and begin to help people transition down.
That's right.
So they can have a place to come.
Yeah.
Or if a disaster happened, we already got money set to the side that's paying for a place where they can come live till they get back on their feet.
There you go.
Because that's what the scripture told us to do. That's culture.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do. We got to get out of churchianity
Right.
and start building community, which is community and culture. You see what I'm saying? Am I talking crazy, y'all? But we can't get past that if I don't see my brother as a king and a priest.
That's right.
I'm not coming in here looking at somebody. You got to give room for people humanity, man.
Right.
That's
They
right.
might have had a bad day.
That's right.
Somebody might have aggravated them on their job. They came here and they didn't feel like doing all that talking.
Right.
You done got an attitude. You mad 6 months that they ain't look at you when you looked at them. And you built a whole attitude. Sister Popcorn, I said, hey, her, and she just stayed over. And you mad 6 months about something that ain't about you.
That's right.
And holding all that in, this person just living. He don't know you mad.
Yeah.
One thing about me, you mad at me, you better tell me because I ain't gonna know. One thing, I ain't got time to know you mad, so I'm just gonna keep going. I'll be like, come here, give me a hug, come out. Because I ain't gonna know you mad. First thing you do is try to hug somebody that's mad at you. Married men know. You hug that woman. You get that woman some space. But being able to confront each other without offending. Exodus 18, establish a court of law. We got enough elders here and mature saints to have our own elders and judges that judge situations. That we ain't got to go to the court. Now that's going to take some people sold out to the Most High.
That's right.
And sold out to what we're trying to do, where you have a natural and spiritual respect for those that are elders in the community. Or emas, which is mothers. Now mothers, you can't be judging things of what you did in the past. Well, we become busybodies, and now you're telling everybody business, and you don't pray for the situation.
That's right.
And we sending people to you for you can give them wisdom, but you feed them off your fears. Then I'm like, oh, I gotta have a whole other talk with both of them. But get to the point where the scripture tells us don't even go to the law about the scripture.
That's what it said.
Because it says you're going to judge angels.
You can't judge
What you doing going to what? The heathen. The foolish nation that I sent you to judge your matter. Now, I do know dealing with Negroes. I do know this. We show out. Negroes will show out. That's why we do got to have a system. If you ain't working, God bless you. It's in the scripture now.
That's right.
I'm telling you, over here, I don't have that much time with people over here. Like I used to have.
All right.
But am I making sense? Because the scripture says that Moses in the wilderness, he set up 50 elders to judge small matters. So this is why we have to pray for the wisdom of the Most High. And we got to quit just coming to assembly, just to come to assembly to feel good when we ain't establishing nothing. It should be another 5 years and we ain't got nothing done but hallelujah. All let me do with us. Yahoo. We praise you. We ought to have been something.
Yes.
We ought to have been established something. We ought to have been to help somebody. We should be consistently moving because the time is short. Am I talking crazy?
No.
Matthew 19 and 18. Yeshua said, what time is it? Yeshua said, truly I tell you, in the renewal of all things, the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne. You who have followed me also will sit on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's look at what Paul said. Paul, the apostles, was setting this up in the wilderness, y'all. When they was being scattered, this is what they were setting up. Does any one of you, when you have a case against his brother, dare to go to the law before the unrighteous and not before the who? Or do you not know that the saints will judge the world?
Right.
If the world is judged by you, are you not competent to constitute, appoint them as judges who are of no account in the church? So how in the world are you going to appoint somebody that ain't in the assembly to judge over you?
Right now.
Are we so trusted?
Right.
Now again, this ain't, let me say that online. This ain't a message for everybody.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
But these are only those that are committed to the Most High, that have shown consistency to be able to handle something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We talk about the medical system for profit. If you get a chance, if you don't believe me, get Medical Apartheid and read that book. You're going to have to put that book down.
Yes.
All the atrocities that they tell you that didn't happen. Our history of medical experiment of black Americans in colonial past. It's sad, man. So what are we to do? Do like Mother telling us to do. Y'all, I'm gonna make some decisions after this fast. Like for real.
Yeah.
I've been on fast before and came off fast and told me some stuff up. But I can't keep doing that.
That's right.
Because in the end, the Most High gonna need me in end times. And if I put anything in my body, I'm not valuing his time.
Yes.
This is why we need times of fasting, y'all, because there might be some times where the grocery store ain't full of food.
Thank you.
You need to be able to go a day or two without eating. You don't know how things might be. Where you just feed your babies.
Right.
You can have times where you overindulge. I ain't saying that. That was a good time. But don't live a lifestyle of that, because when this thing hit, you're going to be in trouble. And it ain't the Most High fault. Because he raised up disciplined people. That's a warning. Let's follow divine health laws. Is it in the book?
Yes.
Do we need to put that shrimp down?
Yes.
I know shrimp might taste good to you, but they the cockroaches of the sea.
Right.
It look like.
Yeah, they in the cockroach family. You're eating roaches. That's what you're either. They weren't designed to be ate. It was designed to clean.
That's right. That's
Same
right.
thing with the pig.
That's right.
Don't get every disease you want to get eating that pig. Don't hit on it. Isaiah 66 say, you come on across here and let the Most High catch you in that corner eating that pig.
Destroy it right quick.
He say he's going
Right
to
in your
destroy those. They eat swine flesh.
My Lord.
Okay, he's going to bring you no pig over there to the room. What else we need to do? Develop our own nurses and doctors. Y'all, come on, man. We ain't coming together just to come here and have a good time. What are we doing? We got a health and herbalist lady. We have her daughter is a nurse. We ought to be raising up our babies. Watch this, man. Our children, we have from about 7 to 18 to show them whatever skill they need to possess. I told my son, you ain't gonna be out there just playing basketball and football wasting time. It's good to learn, but nah, we got other skills you got to learn. The first skill I want you to learn is how to defend yourself. So certain things that I'm going to show him that he's going to be able to be beneficial to what? The community. Because we talking what? Generations. Now I ain't saying ain't nothing wrong with football and basketball. Let me say that now. But I used to love the sport. But you have time to put things inside of things. Is that right? How many of us know we got to get that eating together?
That's right.
Y'all following me? Ain't this what the scripture saying? Yeah. We need accountability. I need accountability partner. Help me. I like them groceries now. I like it. I got to slow down a little bit. Develop our own nurses and doctors, because what does that mean? That means we'll always have people that genuinely care about us. And get no attitude and feel like I don't care nothing about him, whatever. We're sitting up in their doctor bedrooms and all these type of things. So they can be injecting whatever with us when our insurance runs out. Healthcare shouldn't be based off insurance. This is why we got to go back to the old way. We have to learn some of them old skills that our foremothers and forefathers had dealing with the earth. That they was able to heal each other and heal things based off of things that are in the earth. Somebody can take that up and go study that. Give me somebody can take that up and go study that and bring that back. It don't take us some time, a little time every day. We got to get people on assignment. Right? Education. The education system is not broke. You know what I always thought? I said, now we do all that, and I'm almost done, y'all, give me 10 minutes. I said, we do all that complaining about we ain't got the right books on our side of town. Education is poor and all that type of stuff. If that is the case, why don't we go the extra mile as people to go up there and make sure our children learn what they need to learn? To be in those schools, to get together and buy whatever books and quit waiting on somebody you got to vote on. Well, we can take back our education and get the right education. But the main way we're going to be able to do that is forming a community in which we can homeschool our own children and have a co-op. Well, they ain't going to be able to have no social, they ain't going to learn social stuff if they do that. So, your children just going to drop off the face of the earth. They ain't going to never come in contact with nobody no more. And it's been studied that children that are homeschooled do that. Yeah. Why would you, and I said this last time, why would you already paying $125 a week, $130 a week for what? Child care. Yeah, your child ain't learning nothing in the scripture or nothing he read. Well, we can have school teachers that we can take off the job and give them the same money we was giving their daycare. Now our children learning Hebrew ways. Because we already given the money out. All it takes is somebody to hear what I'm saying and structure. And it can be done. We already got one school with us. It's a higher academy. That's a very good school and that's going very well. But we can have some in this region where everybody pulls somebody off their job that's already a school teacher. Pay them what you already paying the daycare.
Right.
Your child, now you gotta be skilled. And leave my child with you and all they doing is watching cartoons. I could have did that. You watching cartoons all day, every day. That's all they watching. They ain't developing, learning nothing. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't just meeting to meet. We trying to do something.
That's right.
Big strategy.
Strategy. Because in the end, the most I look at you for education.
That's right.
You ain't gonna be talking about this the teacher fault. Your child, now I got to whoop my child for not paying attention in class.
Right.
But like I looked at my son, I said, well, I ain't got to whoop you about that no more, because you with me. You got one teacher to look at. You ain't got to get no unnecessary whoopings. Man, 'cause I ain't got to beat him no more. I ain't never understand that when I was a child. Like, man, be in the class 8 hours and don't say nothing. I used to get whoopings all the time. Guess I got that back. So I got compassion. Deuteronomy 6. Now these are the commandments and the statutes and the judgment which Yah gave us commandments. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and commandments which I command this day. Thou, thy son's sons, all thy life, and that thou may be prolonged. Hear therefore, Israel, and observe to do it, that they may go well with thee, that ye may increase mightily as Yah thy fathers hath promised. Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one. And thou shalt love the Lord God with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, and thy might. And these are the words which I command you this day, and they shall be in your heart. Thou shalt teach them diligently unto who? Thy children. And shalt talk with them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest in thy way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and thou shalt be between the frontlets of thy eyes. Now, I'm not saying that you don't work with what you got. If your children are in public school, then you have to try to work with what you can. At least take out some time where you take out some time where you get into their world and find out how they day went. And find out how what went on with them in school. And have times where you are implementing, putting this word in. That they eager to learn. One of the greatest things to see my son was so excited for me to teach him. He couldn't stop smiling. Man, we gotta do this work. But he was overjoyed for me to be his teacher. You see what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna keep going. Finances. I talked about this. Let's look at Acts 2. Acts 4. Then give me about 2 minutes and we're done. Watch this. This is a hard saying. Acts 2. Then they that gladly received the word was baptized the self-same day. And they continued steadfast in the apostles' doctrine and fellowships and breaking of bread and prayers. And fear came upon every soul, and wonders and signs were done unto the apostles. And all that believed were together, had all things in common. And they sold their possessions, and they meet in gladness and singleness apart. I don't think I ain't right there yet. Can't sell my house and distribute it among the saints. It's going to take a little while. But we can set aside things. And like I said, we're starting with this rent. And what we have over the rent, we can begin to conquer things and do things. Does that make sense? The same thing in Acts 4, when they did the same thing. And when they had prayed and one place was shaken, they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Ghost. They spoke the word of God. And the multitude of them that were believed were of one heart and one soul. Neither said any of them ought the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things in common. This is where we got to go. Now stop right here and finish up later. Acts 11 and 27 through 30. And in these days, prophets came down from Jerusalem to Antioch. Look what the apostles had said. And one of them named Agabus stood up and foretold the Spirit that there would be great famine all over the world. How many of us have heard prophecies of famine? This took place in the days of Claudius. Watch what the disciples did, because they knew a famine would come. He that can foresee that he would come and don't plan for it is what? or foolish. So the disciples determined everyone according to his ability to send relief to the brothers living in Judea, and they did so, sending it to the elders by the hand of Barnabas and Saul. So they had such a system set up that when they heard that a region was struggling, they had enough to store. They weren't sending money. And it was a system based off cattle, land, grains, herbs. They was able to send what? Relief. And that's the point that we got to get to before these things happen, before these judgments and all these things and all these famines and all these prophecies happen. We got to be in place to be able to help each other. We got to be in place to be able to help each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions, comments, or concerns about all things they want to add to what we said? Is this something you think we can do?
Yeah.
Because in the end, we got to what? Depend on each what? Each other. Because ain't nobody else gonna help. We all we got. So we got to quit with a independent mindset of trying to do things ourselves and begin to work with each other and believe with each other and we create action. Because once we set our mind to it, saints, the Most High will begin to open doors. You hear me? Anybody got anything they want to add? You got something to say? This is something, y'all, that we can do starting the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
That everybody get a case, 24-pack of water, and bring it to this end. And we can sit it. We got a storehouse over there. So if something break out tomorrow, you ain't got no water at the house. We got about, 5 or 10 packages of water right there that's just sitting there. To what? Help us. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying you put your faith in that, because you don't put your faith in that. You got your faith in the Most High, period. But if something happened to a family, we already got something in a storehouse that can help feed the family when they come downhill from calamity. Can we do that?
Yes.
Everybody get it.
Good.
Everybody get a case, 24-pack water or whatever it is, and we'll bring it and we'll begin to stock it there. And we'll begin to work together because we want action steps rather than just talking. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When we have enough that we can stock up and begin to help different families out, then the next thing we'll do, on one Sunday we'll get together like we went to that one black business, we'll get to go there and talk to some of these farmers. Like, listen, we got to apply. Me and my wife got 3 to 4 acres of land out there. They just sit. Talk to some of these farmers on the side of the road. What would it take to help you, to get you to help us what? Cultivate that land.
Yes.
Or can we come to your farm and pay you for a seed that we getting out of the ground? This is action steps. What you say about?
We need our own.
We need our own. That's true. But these are action steps that we have to take, that we can start seeing change where we ain't just coming together, reading the book, jumping all around, and still doing the same thing. Go ahead.
This lesson was powerful because it's actually an indictment against the people. Because, Deuteronomy chapter 30, it talks about Yahushua. He said in Matthew 5 when he said, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one tittle shall in no ways pass from the law or from the instruction that I'm commanding you. Then you go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. Moses said, I'm calling to witness against you this day, heaven and earth. And so when we understand that, even from the teaching on today, that there is no excuse that you can't say that you, because how ineffective would we be if we don't do this?
Yeah.
We struggle because we're bound with debt.
Yeah.
We're bound with all kind of things, and we're not free.
That's right.
To be able to do this.
That's right.
No, we talk about in the spirit being free in Yahushua, but we ain't free in the natural sense.
That's right.
And so the word was the word was like a roll call. It was hard. It was heavy because he could pull the earth at any point. That's why until they pass, everything still stands.
That's right.
Before destruction's come, he said, I will not send destruction until I reveal it
That's
to
right.
my servants, the prophets first.
First.
So Israel has no excuse for this.
Exactly.
If he's saying, look, we need to do this to prepare, you need to do that to prepare, we need to do this, there's always vision that comes out of his mouth.
That's right.
To give us. Vision is images or instruction in pictures that he articulates by the mouth of his servants.
That's right.
And so, where there's vision, there's always provision.
That's right.
It's somebody that got what the vision needs in order to proceed. So, man, this teaching was an indictment against the people. That we got to put fire to our tails and do what we got to do.
That's right. That's right. But we don't know how long we got. This thing can happen in the next few weeks. So we got to go and start preparing. That's why the scripture says that the scripture has storehouse. Where he said that I will bless your barns and your what? Storehouse. What was in the storehouse? Extra things, grains, animals, all this type of thing. What would it be for us to get a community and get a cow? Put them pit bulls down for me. Get a cow and raise a cow up. Well, what? A family can be fed for a year. And they ain't but what? $300-400 for a cat.
Right.
That we already got people that we can run into that can help us with this, y'all. I'm going beyond screaming and hollering.
All right.
We got to get ready for what's coming.
Right.
Go ahead.
Me and Actionable talked about order earlier.
That's right.
And order from the Hebraic perspective means what can you do in order to bring forth good fruit. So when you think about it from in the land, a conqueror's mindset is, or the oppressor's mindset is, they want to conquer the land. But a Hebraic perspective was, what can you do or put into the land to bring forth good fruit or to cultivate the land? Same thing with community. What can we do individually to bring forth good fruit or good deeds or good things amongst the community or amongst the brethren?
Good.
So what he's saying in regards to making provisions for others or making provisions in regards to if a calamity befalls us, what can you do individually to help the body as a whole?
Exactly.
That's order.
Exactly.
You know, even when Yahuwah gave us 10 commandments, it's actually 10 orders.
That's right.
10 things you can do in order to bring forth good fruit or good works in your life.
Right.
You know, so when you think order, think like that. What can you do to bring forth good fruit or something good? You know.
Hallelujah.
That speaks to what Akimo was saying as well.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anybody else? Go
I
ahead.
just want to touch on my husband. We just relocated here, and I was just speaking to him this week. So I know this lesson. This is not no coincidence because I was just telling him. I said, we need to start storing up stuff. Because the way things are going, listen to how Trump talking about everything finna plummeted and all of this right here. People finna lose their 401k. We need to be trying to save them.
Yeah, you're right. Right. But let me say this, don't put your confidence in the store.
That's right.
Because something can happen and boom, your whole storehouse gone. You got to move. That's why the scripture said, be like nomads at the last day where your faith is in the Most High. So you might have to get to the point, this is what I'm saying, get your mind strong. Go ahead and start fasting. Start working out, because that's how you build your fortitude, build your mind. Because when calamity happens and you're a leader, people don't need to see you breaking under pressure. When that storm hit, they need to see faith in your eyes and faith in your mouth and be able to look at you and get strength.
That's right.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, you ain't afraid. You know when that time happens, it's time for me to rise and shine because I've been built for this moment.
Hallelujah.
But you don't put all your faith in what you store. You do it, but you don't put your faith there because something might happen in Augusta. We might have to run to Atlanta.
Right.
But Atlanta got some stuff stored. If something happened to Atlanta, then we might have to run where? Florida.
There you go.
But if they've been doing stuff, then everywhere we go, for the meantime of right now, we can take care of each other and be fine. If everybody get this mindset, therefore we'll need no more Blue Cross, no more Red Cross, no more Green Cross, whatever you want to call it. We better depend on each other and care for each other. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Hallelujah. Any more other mothers or elders want to say anything?
I will say this, I'm Anderson, so I'm giving encouragement. Where there are no goals, we shall perish. This is not, guess what, you can do these two things just to your Lord, because it's part of him. You can do it by choice, like you're talking now, or you do it by force. That's everything is it does is by force or by choice. I don't think it's force. I mean, we were talking earlier, not by force. But let me tell you something. It starts with, here's my neighbor. Start with the rules. It said the beginning of knowledge, how do we do these things? It's the fear of who? Of Yahuwah. And after that, there's the Ruach guides you in all truth. He just told you what the list of order is. There are all these elders. There are all the elders every year. Start with them. You get together.
That's right.
And you have to decide. But this is about obedience. Talking about your members. And I tell you what, when we talk about Anderson, like I talk to ladies, guess what? We pray on our bills. Yes, we have debt. We give Babylon, give Caesar what Caesar. Okay? But when you pray on your bills, I don't pray on my bills to just let me make it. I pray on my bills so that I can have more, so we can help the assembly.
That's right.
Just make it so, Father, I've had a lot of favor, and I'm happy. That's great. But it's by praying amiss.
That's right.
You're not praying just make it through, make a car payment. No, just so I can take another brother and sister somewhere with me. We talk about this. We are a family.
That's right.
And guess what? I'm not alone in my family. I should better go to your house. We all roll in the same place.
That's right.
You understand there?
That's right.
You better come to my house, same rules in your house, same rules in mine. That's the problem with Israel. We here and let's don't do that church thing no more. You know, church, pray that one of us, we feel so happy. We all geek for about 1 week and then it's a wrap. I'm a pretty scared, so I know. Let me tell you something. And then the ones keep trying, and then the ones keep trying, it just fades out. Ain't no faith. Let me give you a little hint. Like we talked earlier. Guess what? Death is certain. I'm gonna say it again. I don't know how to tell you. I'm sorry. They don't like it. They never will. And until Hasatan is put in the pit, read the scriptures. He is not going to stop. I mean until the day the angel grab him and put him in that pit, he ain't stopping. He's going to go down fighting. Do you understand that? So ain't going to be all this or this. So we get shalom and joy for the moment to be wonderful. And then guess what? Get back, get your strength going. We're in a war, we're in a battle. It's never going to stop. It don't matter. We have this quiet time. It's when we're quiet, we need to be storing. So I'm not storing for myself. I'm storing future generations.
That's
right. Watching me.
That's right.
You know, it's not about me. It was never about us all the way. But we woke up. We are woke for a reason, found your place. You saying, how come we talk about this? And I get so excited, but guess what? I want to go to land with you. You understand that? I'm your neighbor.
That's
You
right.
understand? You have to get to know me.
That's right.
But I can't stand in the house. All have sinned and fallen short. And they did, they knew about the son.
That's right.
And I'm not a judge to judge about that. Guess what? He separates the wheat and tear. But I'm here to encourage you. You understand it? And I'm here to whatever gifts I have, I'm a healer. Those are my gifts. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. You understand it? Find your gift. And you don't do nothing else but encourage everybody. I don't care if you can't lift the finger. Encourage. Baby, you're doing a good job. Baby, please think about this. Encourage.
That's right. Beautiful. Anybody else want to say anything before we close out? You had something? Look like you had something at the tip of your tongue. You ain't gonna let you hold. Oh, your wife said that.
I know I pop up here tonight anyway. But I just encourage you, man. I remember seeing you back and forth and over, you know what you
Yes, sir.
y'all would definitely do it, though, man. I raised chickens now. And had a favorite corn, goats, and all that kind of stuff. It ain't that hard.
Yes, sir.
It really ain't that hard. We probably bought eggs and over, probably almost 2 years. Yeah. So,
Hey man, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. So we can start with the water. We start with the water action steps. We're gonna keep working. We're gonna get on and talk to some of these farmers and see what we can do. Try to get some land cultivated. Just see what we can start doing. So each week we coming in here with purpose and having a meeting about how things are going or where we at now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, anybody else have anything before we close out? All right, let's all stand up. What time is it? All right, let's pray out. Father, we just thank you for this gathering together. Father, let us take this word and miss it with faith. Let it be true, Father, and the things that you have us search out, Father. We ask that you give us wisdom in what we should do in these times, Father. Don't let us be cast away, Father, and empower us to prosper. Give us the ability, like you said, to get the web to establish your covenant, Father, where we are gathering together and gathering your people together, Father, that we may be of one mind and one heart and one soul. So we give you glory, we give you honor in the name of your son, Yeshua. Everybody say hallelujah. 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 There's somebody on hook. Not your husband.
Hey, baby.
All right, all right. All right, hey man, I want to get that tip that shit out to me. Is that what? Yeah. You know, school. Is that good? Who's this?
That's my sister's daughter. Well, see a little girl. Hey. That way you do it.
What you got me? How y'all doing? I know y'all. I know you. I ain't seen you in a long time. I know your faces, though. I know your name. Okay. You're fine. Word life.
We go back to the 7th grade.
Oh, yeah. Hey, dude. How you doing? Appreciate y'all coming. I know we do things in unconditional ways. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I've been through that.
That's like, it's a six-pack guy that's it's back there. Bitch.
Yeah, man. That's a big
You got my love, that's all. Man, I might try
We appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate y'all. So I hope it won't be y'all last time. Enjoy y'all spirit. Oh, no. I'm sorry, man. Bring it here. Bring it here. Yeah, we're going to get
Man, that's exciting, man. Trying to catch up with one another.
No, we don't do it. Yeah, everything come on.
Man, that's exciting, man. We
This is the third thing.
because of the frequency, we
Okay, so the fourth one, we don't meet.
because we still want
There's three Saturdays that I want to meet. But just say that bring it, send the first Saturday. First Saturday. That's fine. Yeah. Hey, how did it go? As far as the restrictions.